Welcome to this edition of NFSTC's Forensic Update. In the aftermath of the bombing at the Boston Marathon, many have wondered what, if any, clues can be collected after an explosion. What may be surprising is just how much evidence can be discovered. Since the incident, police have been gathering evidence using digital video imaging, facial recognition technologies, and optical and photonics methods of chemical detection. Investigators are inspecting items left behind for trace elements, which can include anything from pollen from a specific plant, to pet hair from a certain breed of dog or cat, to fingerprints or digits on fragments of the device. Once collected, this evidence can be used to connect the suspect to the crime, bring the alleged perpetrator to justice, and possibly prevent similar crimes from happening in the future. The tragedy that took place in Boston echoed the events of 9/11, an event that still touches lives to this very day. Recently, the remains of a 55-year-old victim of the World Trade Center attacks were positively ID'd after being found in debris on Staten Island. Medical examiners retested remains which had been recovered in 2001 and compared them with DNA extracted from the newly discovered bones of the victim to make the identification. Meanwhile, 8 more fragments were found that could be human remains of 9/11 victims. Families of 9/11 missing persons who want to supply DNA for comparison can call 212-447-7884. Crime scene investigators, agencies, and those interested in forensic skills can now purchase NFSTC's new online class, Introduction to Crime Scene Investigation. The 16-hour course includes 9 modules that cover crime scene management, evidence collection, handling, and documentation. Students will also receive the 4-module Introduction to Crime Scene Photography course, familiarizing them with one of the most essential tools in an investigator's toolkit. The course requires no pre-screening, and successful participants receive a certificate of completion. For more information, click on the embedded link below in the video description or log on to www.nfstc.org. Recently, forensic scientists at the University of Abertay in Scotland successfully recovered fingerprints from food, which in the past has proved difficult to almost impossible. Food surfaces vary in their porosity, color, and texture, factors that make recovering fingerprints problematic. Using the powder suspension technique, originally designed to take prints from the sticky side of adhesive tape, scientists found the thick, tar-like substance revealed a high-quality mark on food items with smooth surfaces such as onions, apples, and tomatoes. Although it may be a while before prints can be recovered from all food surfaces, this technique may provide police with evidence collection options, thereby strengthening their investigations. This week's Technique of the Week definitely isn't flat. Did you know that your car tire has just as much of a fingerprint as you do? Tire exemplars are an important part of the evidence collection process. Click on the embedded link for part 1 of our 7-part series, Collecting Tire Exemplars, presented by Scott Campbell of Ron Smith & Associates. That's it for this edition of NFSTC's Forensic Update, but before we go, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all the law enforcement responders, investigators, and agencies in Boston and around the world as they risk their lives without hesitation to keep our communities safe and secure. Until next time, I'm Bill Duffin with NFSTC.